What's cracking, everybody? New video. Well, keep it real with you. It's 10 o'clock at night, Friday night. And I was scrolling through YouTube. I was debating. Hold on, let me fix this. Need to get a little bit more in here. I was debating. Am I going to do a late live? Still might. Am I going to do a late live? Or am I going to record something? Because my lady and I are headed out of town. And I don't have nothing ready for tomorrow. And as I was scrolling through YouTube, I saw Hoodie from the Hood. Shout out to Hoodie from the Hood. And he had a video up. Who runs California prisons and California streets? I said, well, shit. Let me know something. Right? So I clicked on it. And he mentioned that Cartoon, and I think he said Grape Street TV and somebody else. I apologize. I don't remember all the names. But he said that some other channels had addressed. I don't know who they're talking about. I didn't go into all that. I don't know. But just Hoodie was saying that somebody had, I guess, given their version of who runs the streets and who runs the prisons in California, right? And Hoodie said he's never even clicked on the dude's content or nothing. So I don't know who it is. So this is no shot at whoever that person is. But I'm going to give my 2 cents. Okay. As far as who runs the prisons and who runs the streets in California, it's the cops. End of the video, right? It's the cops. The cops open the doors and close the doors. Everything else the convicts take care of, right? But the thing is they open the door and they close the door. The cops out here on the streets, they open that cell door, that they handcuff you, take it. I just don't get it. Me personally, who cares? Who cares who runs that type of world? At the end of the day, those people that are still struggling in the streets and wind up in jail, I promise you they're not happy. Happy people do not victimize people, including themselves. Criminals, I don't care. And this is no disrespect to nobody gang banging or out there criming it. Whatever reason that you have, if you felt good about yourself, and I know, you wouldn't be doing what you're doing. And there's going to be people, what do you mean, man? I mean what I'm saying. There's a reason why I just did it, not this video I just put out about David, but the one before that of why people join gangs. There's people that could say, well, nah, Dubs, you're wrong, homie. You're generalizing it because there's some people that just grew up in it. Yeah, the majority of us did, especially at a certain age. Now with everything, the way everything's moving around, it's a little bit different. But I just don't get it. It's just like when people get in the comment section and they talk about who's good and who's not. There's Marsy's Law, right? I always say that to people, like, you're so worried about somebody else when you just go on your computer, type in that Marsy's Law, check out all them red dots that pop up all around you. Start there. I mean, if you're really that concerned about living by prison rules and enforcing those, and there you go. There's a good start for you right there. But we know that's not what you want to do. It also reminds me of, I've given this analogy, and it's the truth. It's what I've said in prison to men to their face, and I'll share it with you now. There's dudes in prison that don't want to go near politics. They stay the fuck away from prison politics, right? But behind the scenes, oh, that vato ain't doing it right, Holmes. That vato should be doing this. If it was me. And then those little whispers get to the wrong ears. the right ears actually, but the wrong ears for him. And you know what happens? You go over there and you approach him and you say, hey, Onza, you know, it's pretty safe in them bleachers, huh? You over there watching what the players are doing. Why don't you get out on the field? Take some responsibility for what's going on. Oh, no, hey, homie, I don't, you know, I'm just trying to do my time. Yeah, then shut up. Just shut up and do it then. You know, and that's how I feel about people that are that are in the comments on YouTube, and, you know, they're talking about shit that only applies to prison, or shit that only applies to people who have dedicated themselves to that inside and outside. Those guys are not on YouTube commenting. Believe me, they're not. They got bigger responsibilities. They have obligations and they're taking care of it. One of their obligations is not to be typing away on YouTube. Chingo, man. You know, and I've learned a lesson, man. I've learned a lesson. I listen to you guys, whether it's from my soul section, whether it's from my white section, whether it's from the raza. Not everybody is who they claim to be in the comment section. There's people that want to create dissension, create animosity. And then I'm starting to realize the bigger your platform gets, the more people, them suckerfish that you see like on the shark's back, they're leeching off them, they come. And they try to build their platform off of your platform. But rather than just reaching out and saying, hey, Holmes, let's do something, they do it the wrong way. And that's why their channel don't go nowhere, you know. But back to the whole, me personally, back to the whole who runs the streets. The guys in the streets. They run it until they die or they get incarcerated. And then as we see, a lot of the gentrification is moving people out of neighborhoods that people, sacrifice for. They threw away their freedom for a neighborhood that pretty much doesn't exist anymore in certain circumstances. And then you have in prison, who runs prison? Who cares? If you're not in there, who cares? The guys in there, they got their own things to worry about. They ain't worried about, oh, fuck, hey, we should probably kick off a riot, man, because some people are starting to think we don't run shit anymore. The fuck? That's bad for business. Those of you that never been there don't know what business is, though. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad you don't. I'm glad you're naive. And you're caught up in who can do what the most. Get some water. I do wish I knew who they were talking about and I could watch the content. Like I said, I don't know who that person is, so that I'm not taking no shots at that person. But that person might get in the comments like, it was me. Okay, well, then I'll watch your stuff and see what you were talking about, see what your point of view was. But I don't get the point. I really don't. I'm always amazed. I need to, at some point, stop being amazed, but I don't think I will. When you talk to people that have lived decades in prison, they're not worried about that, eh? When you talk to people that are in there, the last thing they want to talk to you about when they talk to you is their daily life. Because it's not even a life, it's only an existence. They're just existing, eh? They want to talk about what's going on. Hey, how's everything out there? What's going on? And yet people that have been out here their whole lives, square bears, and I'm glad, I wish I would have been a square. They're the ones that talk about the expectations of these groups. And they throw these names around of these organizations and these disruptive groups. And had they ever been a part of anything like that, they would know you don't do that. You don't. I don't. I've said it 100 times and I'll say it 1,000,000 more. Anything that exists behind those walls, I don't know nothing about it. And when we, as content creators, say those names and those labels, we're admitting to the existence of it. And what does the CDC do? They use that against men, whatever their color is. Not in a good way, right? And I've had people say, well, like for an example, regarding the legends, how can you act like it doesn't exist when they tattoo it on themselves? I don't know. If they did, then they're allowed to, right? But you're not. Let them do their thing. They're letting you do yours. Come on, you guys. Let's grow up, man. Let's expand our horizons. I know 99.9% of my subscribers and my viewers, you guys ain't on that trip, man. You've been through it, you've learned from it, and you're trying to be better men and women because of it, right? It's always these guys, man. Maybe they did a year in the county. They swear to God they know everything about the system. You don't. You just know the county jail. You know, and it's funny how when I hear certain dudes say, "Oh man, this county jail or that county jail is way crazier than the CDC." Is that right? You know, there's guys that go to the county and they do whatever they do, but when they get underneath that Mini 14 and it's time to perform, some of them cheese up, man. They don't have Mini 14s. Or a lot of the other things that go on in prison in the county jail. Yeah, county jails are wild. The joint's a whole nother thing. But I don't want to even bring that up because then it's going to be who really runs the county jails. Let's get away from that, man. Who's generating the most income for their family? Let's talk about that. Who's creating more job opportunities? Let's get in that competition. You know what I'm saying? Who's creating more millionaires? Let's do that. Get me in that competition. That's what I want to do. Show me how. Teach me. But no. Let's worry about who runs a prison system. Who runs the streets. I don't get it. But anyways, that's all I got for you guys tonight. It's really tonight. It's coming out tomorrow. Hopefully you guys get the notifications. I see that YouTube, I'm looking at my analytics. My numbers are down, and I'm looking across the board at everybody else. YouTube is doing something. I don't know what. They're doing something, and they're not really pushing out our content, any of us. So those of you that do get it, share it. Another thing, I'm going to take a page out of Cartoon's book. I heard Cartoon, I was listening to his video today, and Cartoon said he was thanking his subscribers, but then he was saying to the rest of you guys that aren't subscribers but are watching, you guys are stealing. You watching for free, which when you subscribe, it's still free. It's not a channel membership, but it helps us out. It helps us get our stuff out to more people when we get more subscribers. So if you don't mind, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, hit the like button. All of it helps, man. So with that, stay safe, stay smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them. I'm out.